I'm Marilyn Weston, and you're definitely getting it straight from a woman's perspective here on Zoomer Radio. And week to week, Darren Farwell of the Farwell Group, or a member of his team, joins us and shares information so that we can plan for our retirement, plan for our future life, I'd like to call it, although Darren calls it estate planning. And we started a path where Darren is sharing tips on estate planning week to week, and we're going to learn something new today. So good morning, Darren.
Good morning, Marilyn. And I haven't found any better contenders for a refresh of estate planning than Future Life Plan so far, so we'll keep that one in mind. Now, last week, I shared an interesting twist to the Sprague family's estate planning family meeting. Remember, the tips that I'm going to be talking about over the next number of weeks relate to a family meeting I had with the Spragues, and we were discussing what Linda Sprague, the mother of the family, had come up with in terms of her estate planning, and she wanted to share it with the family. Now, I did that segment last week first intentionally. As I say, there was a real twist to what one would think about when you first thought about what we would talk about if we were discussing estate planning. I did that first to draw attention to the fact that the traditional dreary concept of estate planning does seriously need a refresh. And as I said, Marilyn, I like your Future Life Plan as an alternative, but any other callers who have a good suggestion, I am certainly open to considering them. Estate planning is also about today. Now, my job is to save my clients time and energy by looking after things that aren't their cup of tea, so to speak, so they can focus on what they are really good at and the things that matter most. Doing proper planning, like estate planning, is an important part of making that happen. And, as you have so often said over the months and years, Marilyn, it's never too early and never too late to have a plan.
It's always good to do that. I am a firm believer in that, and also in protecting your future. So having an estate plan and my thoughts about future life planning make me very comfortable, Darren, and I'm enjoying these episodes.
Oh, good. Now, before I move forward with more of the specific tips and strategies we came up for the Sprague family, I think it's important to go back to first principles for a moment. I keep saying that the traditional concept of estate planning is dated, but still very important. So I feel like I should be a little more specific. Here are 5 reasons why a professional, well-considered estate plan can help you now and down the road. Here we go. Number 1, a proper estate plan can provide the peace of mind that comes with knowing you have looked after it. The T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. That means it's not there taking up space in the back of your mind. You know that feeling, that little voice in your head that keeps saying, I know I really should get this done. It's something I should really do. And as long as you don't actually do it, it just stays there taking up space in your head. Well, when you look after it, when you look after what you know you should be doing, it quiets down the present and you can focus on the things that matter most to you. Number 2, one consideration in estate planning is the living will. Maybe you can give some money away today as a gift. Maybe there are tax benefits to actually giving some of the money away while you're alive instead of leaving it for the estate to distribute. In this way, you can actually be there to share in the pleasure that your hand up can provide others and causes that you care about. So it's a great way for you to enjoy what's happening with your estate. Number 3, you just might save on tax dollars today with the right planning. Nothing makes many people more happy than saving on taxes. Number 4, your family might just appreciate it. Now, of course, there's a possibility of family dynamics that might not work as well. That's why including a third party or a moderator can often help. And number 5, if you're a business owner, you have more ability to direct what happens with your business over the time, in the coming years, than just waiting for the estate planning. Now, I'm going to be touching on a number of these points as we continue over the next few weeks talking about the Sprague family. But if in the meantime you'd like to get a head start on our estate planning tips, feel free to call me for our Estate Planning 10 Simple Steps Guide, or like us on Facebook at the Farwell Group.
I'm writing the name 10 Simple Steps Guide. So if someone calls you at 416-863-7501 and requests the 10 Simple Steps Guide, it can be mailed to them?
Yes, we'd be happy to mail it. We can also, if you prefer, send it by email.
So basically, it's taking all the worry off your head because you're doing things in advance. You're going to benefit perhaps by saving tax right now instead of after you pass, and the estate and the family can appreciate what you've done in terms of tax planning and estate planning because it benefits everyone. Have I summarized that well?
Yes, Marilyn, what you were saying sounds to me like there are things about estate planning that are good for you in your life now. It's not just for what happens some very far away date down the road. And if anyone would like to talk about some of these issues in person as opposed to just looking at the guide, are also free to call, and we're happy to sit down and speak to you one-on-one.
Well, I'm an immediate gratification person. I think I've said that 1,000 times to you, Darren. So I encourage people to protect your future and live in the now. Examine what your plans are, talk to Darren, get the information you need, and move forward. Having your own personal GPS, the Farwell Group, may help you leave a legacy and plan what you want to do with your future. You can be proactive, and then you can live comfortably, not having things haunt you because you haven't done them. You'll have accomplished all that you need to do. The Estate Planning 10 Simple Steps Guide. 416-863-7501. Ask your questions, get your answers, and plan for your future. Take charge of your life. Thank you, Darren. I look forward to learning more next week.
I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, Marilyn.
I'm Marilyn Weston, and you're definitely getting it straight from a woman's perspective here on Zoomer Radio.